Something is deeply wrong with this picture. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Remy Ma just had her biggest moment in years. Charts, radio, clubs, legends personally shouting her out, the whole internet celebrating her. And right in the middle of all of that, her estranged husband, the same man who claims he built her career, the same man who left her for someone else, is online watching, reposting, trying desperately to insert himself into a shine that is no longer his. And that right there tells you everything you need to know about who Papoose really is. Not a man who moved on, a man who cannot stand watching Remy win without him. Welcome back to Tea with Stella, where the tea is always hot, the receipts are always ready, and we never sugarcoat a single thing. I'm Stella. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on those notification bells because this story has been unfolding for months and every single update is more unbelievable than the last. To my regulars, you already knew we were going to be here. The cup is full. Let's spill every single drop. Let me start with what happened this week, because the contrast is almost too perfect. Remy Ma hopped on the French Montana and Max B remix. No big announcement, no countdown. She just stepped on that track, embodied the entire theme, and delivered. And the verse? It was sharp. It was confident. It was unbothered. She basically said, ever since I left, I am the motion. I told you to go find something stupid to play with. He picked her. I have been telling you to come pick up your clothes. They are folded, packaged, waiting. Come get them. And the internet lost its mind. The song shot up the charts. It hit the radio stations. It hit the clubs. MC Light, an absolute legend in hip hop, personally posted about Remy's verse, not a casual mention, an Instagram post dedicated to Remy, calling her out by name. And Remy responded saying, when your idols say it, it just hits different. That is a moment. That is a real legitimate career moment. And then exactly 10 hours later, Papoose posted a Knicks anthem. I need you to sit with the timing of that. MC Light just called Remy a legend. And Papoose's response to his wife's biggest moment in years was to remind the internet that he was once featured on a sports anthem. MC Light called Remy a legend. Papoose called the Knicks. And it gets even more telling. When Cardi B shouted Remy out at her concert, Papoose reposted that video from a page he has had public beef with for years. He reposted content from a page he does not even like just to stay in Remy's orbit, just to keep his name in the same sentence as hers. That is not pettiness. That is obsession. And it is showing in real time. He thought going viral alongside Remy's moment would steal her shine. It did not. Remy is the motion. And some people are just watching the motion happen. Now, let me tell you the part of this story that I cannot stop thinking about, because this is the part that reveals exactly what kind of people we are dealing with. Claressa Shields used to call Remy Ma sis, not occasionally, regularly. She was in Remy's comments liking everything. She was sending birthday wishes. She was asking for styling tips. She was watching Remy's stories, tuning into her lives, keeping track of her schedule, her mood, her daily routine. And everyone thought, oh, how sweet. Two powerful women in each other's corners. But here is what was actually happening. She was not studying Remy's style. She was studying Remy's schedule. Every like was intelligence. Every comment was positioning. Every sis was a lie. While Claressa was in Remy's comments wishing her a happy birthday, she was on the phone with Remy's husband. And speaking of that phone call, Papoose was at Remy's house. He fell asleep. And while he was sleeping, his phone was still live on a call with Claressa in the same house, while his wife was right there. Remy picked up that phone. She heard Claressa on the other end. And the moment Claressa heard Remy's voice, She dropped the call, a woman who has never backed down from a single opponent inside the boxing ring, dropped a phone call the second she heard Remy's voice. And then there is the Fat Joe dinner. This is the part that breaks my heart a little, because after all the drama, after all the public back and forth, there was a family dinner. Everyone together. Things looked like they were moving toward healing. Fat Joe was there. People who knew them both were there. All signs pointed to maybe they are going to work this out. And behind that dinner table, Papoose was still on the phone with Claressa. They broke bread at the same table where he was breaking her trust. Remy is the motion. And some people were plotting against the motion the entire time. Now, I want to talk about something that everyone keeps dancing around. So I am just going to say it directly. Papoose was allegedly broke, not struggling a little, allegedly pawning jewelry, allegedly not paying utilities, allegedly asking Remy for money while publicly performing as the provider of the relationship. The whole Black love image, the devoted husband, the ride or die, the man who stood by his wife through prison. That image was the only currency he had left. And behind that image, bills that were not being paid. And then Claressa came along. And suddenly he had a title, manager, with a percentage of everything she earns, every fight purse, every endorsement, every appearance fee. He did not get a job. He got a percentage. Now, here is what makes this even more interesting. He thought Claressa was going to be his rocket ship. He thought attaching himself to a world champion, an Olympic gold medalist, someone with millions of followers was going to catapult his rap career back into relevance. It did not happen. Nothing charted, nothing buzzed, nothing moved. And now he is sitting on the internet reposting old features and a Knicks anthem, trying to remind people that he exists. He thought leaving Remy for Claressa was his come up. Instead, Remy got the come up, and Papoose got a front row seat to watch it happen. And let us not forget, there is an alleged love child story that got buried very quickly. While Remy was in prison, while Papoose was performing the devoted husband for the cameras, a story that disappeared faster than it arrived. Some stories vanish too quickly. And the ones that vanish the fastest are usually the ones that are most true. He thought every scheme would silence Remy. It did not. Remy is the motion, and the motion cannot be stopped. And now let me show you the full picture, because when you zoom all the way out, this is what you see. Remy Ma has Remy Network, launched at the end of last year, already getting millions of views. No commercials, great content, ranked among the top free apps in its category, growing every single week. She went to the Super Bowl. She has a second Lifetime movie coming. She is allegedly slated for her own talk show on her own network, on her own terms. She is getting booked for performances. She is trending on social media. She is on the radio. She is in the clubs. And Papoose, he rebranded Win Records into Win Records Network, Win Records Network. She built a network. He rebranded a label to sound like her network. Even his business plan is a remix of hers. And this is the thing about Papoose that nobody wants to say out loud, but I am going to say it anyway. This man is jealous of his own wife. Not a little jealous. Deeply, consistently, behaviorally jealous. He cheated on her repeatedly. And according to people close to the situation, part of it was to knock her down a peg, to humble her, to remind her that she needed him. Because a successful, thriving, celebrated Remy Ma was a threat to his ego. And now she is more successful, more thriving, and more celebrated than ever without him. After everything he put her through, he thought Claressa was the answer. He thought that relationship was going to make him relevant again. He thought exposing Remy would end her. He thought the schemes would silence her. He thought the diss records would break her. He was wrong. At some point, you have to respect the consistency of being wrong. And Clarissa, she is in the gym hitting a punching bag. It's the only place she can land a punch right now without getting dragged. Because in the music lane, she cannot match Remy's bars. In the comment sections, she is getting dragged daily. And in this relationship, she is slowly realizing that the man she called her everything might have just been using her Wi-Fi. I have 2 questions for you today. One, do you think Papoose genuinely believes he is winning right now? Or does he know deep down that Remy already won? 2, how long before Clarissa realizes she was never the plan? She was just the next chapter of the same pattern. Drop everything in the comments. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this. If today's cup hit right, please hit that like button. Subscribe to Tea with Stella if you have not already. And share this with your group chat because somebody in there needs to hear this today. I'm Stella. The tea is always hot here, and I will see you in the next one.